So there were several things that have happened. Not really two major things. Like I think the two most major things were the statements made about Patterson and Fusco maybe moving to left guard. So with Patterson, Zimmer's kind of staying in his corner per se, as they like to put it. I don't find that as much of a surprise, to be honest with you. He's very raw. Like he tried to be like what's the word? Like he was out in San Francisco, I think it was like somewhere along that southern California area. He was working with this guy that was supposed to be killing him. So, and which that's what Patterson said anyway. And Zimmer, what he said, kind of correlated into that. Like he said, he looked in better shape. He was running better routes, which the running better routes more came with the said receiver, former receiver, kind of life model person that they wouldn't reveal the name of. So I think that's where that came in. So hopefully he catches on this year. I'm not guaranteeing it, but there's a hope. So if he catches on, we have probably one of the most explosive offenses in the league once you add in Adrian Peterson in the back, because someone's gonna have to try to account for him. I mean, why wouldn't you? He's Adrian Peterson. So with 28 in the back, we got Mike Wallace running deep. We got Cordarelle who can hopefully run a route. Then slot guys we have. Well, I don't know because Charles Johnson can kind of fit in with like you can kind of rotate them in and out. Like because I think Wallace can play the slot in a way. Like if he can run a little bit better routes, like I think he's more versatile than Charles Johnson is. So like a four wide receiver set would look more like Patterson, Johnson, Wallace, and probably either J Wright or maybe Diggs. I don't know. It depends of how he goes. Maybe Thielen. I don't know. It really depends. So uh, I think in terms of this offense, it could be really really good. So like it's gonna be amazing if this O line fixes itself. Because once we get Teddy to not only be able to sit back there and read the play, but we have a running game to go with it. So we're gonna have 8, 9 people in the box, and then we have so much speed on the outside. It's insane. We can literally just go right past everyone in terms of that. So that's not what I'm worried about. And then Fusco moving to left guard. I personally would like to leave him at right guard, but you have to do what you have to do sometimes. So like they haven't officially moved him yet, but they're saying they're trying him. Maybe they're thinking about it kind of right now, more contemplating it than anything. I I wouldn't be surprised to see him at left guard, but I personally think he should stay at right guard. So and just have basically Berger and Yankee battle it out at left guard. I know Clemmings was tried out at both guard spots. I don't think Clemmings is ultimately a guard. I still think he's a right tackle. So I think the plan is Loadholt's getting older, put in TJ Clemmings once obviously that decline hits Loadholt. So that wouldn't be too bad because then we have a pretty good looking offensive line. Let's see. And then there was that signing that we made, the other receiver. I forget how to say his name. It's like Fructe, something weird like that, out of Minnesota. He's probably not going to make the roster very much. Well, he might make the practice squad, but I don't expect him to make the 53-man active roster. And then the other big thing that really happened that I forgot to mention, B-Rob's injury, his pectoral injury, I think it was. So he's not. They don't know the severity of it yet. I don't expect it to be too severe. Otherwise, this would have been said by now how bad it is. So I think he'll be ready by the time regular season comes. So then I got worried when that happened actually because I was like, I don't want Crichton or Daniel Hunter playing that spot just yet as a starting role because Crichton couldn't even get on the field last year. I mean, Wooten basically beat him out. That's not good. Not good at all. So if he's getting beat out by guys like Wooten, he shouldn't really be starting just yet. Obviously, there is more talent there with Crichton than there is Wooten. I do believe that, but I don't think we've tapped into it enough yet to be like, okay, we could feel comfortable with him starting. I don't think we've reached that point yet. Danielle Hunter's like the ultimate that. He is so not ready to start. He is a developmental guy in the third round, which, given the measurables, I can understand in the third round. But I think there are still guys that we could have taken who could potentially start for this team. So I'm a little up for debate on that pick that we made. So there's that. Zimmer said he was impressed by these rookies that we have accumulated through the draft and undrafted free agents. He pointed out 3 names in specific in terms of the rookies. Trey Waynes, obviously, since he's a corner guy, he liked what Waynes did. He loved what Kendricks did as well at the middle linebacker spot, which I thought he would. He's exactly what Zimmer likes in those middle linebackers. He's instinctive, he's athletic, he's a tackling machine. He can make plays in coverage. So that's exactly what he wants. That very versatile 3-down linebacker. So that didn't really surprise me on that perspective. The one that did, and this one is not really as surprising as I would think, because he was projected to go in the first, like late first to mid-second round range by most mocks, basically. In TJ Clemmings, he said he did rather well. He didn't say at tackle or guard. I'm assuming just overall, but he's probably going to be a tackle, let's be honest here. He's probably going to be a right tackle, like I said, with Load Hope. He also said the other tackle that we got out of San Francisco's practice squad, Carter Bykowski, I think that's what his name was. He said he did well. Obviously that's a backup kind of guy. I mean, he may not make the roster due to that practice squad thing from last year. Maybe he does. Maybe he pushes out Mike Harris. Maybe. I think Mike Harris might be pushed out strictly because we did draft 3 offensive tackles, Clemmings being one of them. So I think Tyrus Thompson might push him out because I think he'll ultimately stay at tackle too. I think Shepard's really the only one that could move to guard and get away with it for a long term out of those 3 anyway. Then we got what do we got? What do we got after that? Well, I guess I'm done then. Farewell. I'm sorry for short videos like this, but it is what it is, Farewell. See you next time.